Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to today's vlog. Now, in a recent Ask Hellish, I got asked what the first game was I ever played. And the short version of my answer is that I played a Pongy game on a console that I can't remember what it was, but we didn't own it. I don't really remember. But then I had a Spectrum, and we had about 100 games, only which 5 worked. Boris Goes Skiing, Postman Pat and Harrier Attack were the ones I remember. Harrier Attack being the best. And the first game that I ever played properly on a console that I owned, or a computer that I owned, was Sonic 2. And I've just been thinking recently, and that got me thinking afterwards about the progression of games and how we've come along since back in those days. I remember that not long after Sonic 2 and the kind of Sonic 3 era, there was a game, Micro Machines. Fantastic game, brilliant game. The modern day equivalent was probably something close to Mashed. But even then again, Mashed is much more outdated now. If anybody knows an up-to-date version of Micro Machines, let me know. But yeah, it was great. And you of course, back then you could never save your game. So if you wanted to play Sonic and you wanted to complete it, you had to do it in one session or leave it paused and risk ruining your TV, because unlike these things where it doesn't have as much imprint effect on the screen if you have the same image on it all the time, and we have screensavers and stuff now, you didn't have that on your TV when you connected your console up to it. So yeah, I mean, I burnt a big green blob in the corner of my screen one day from pausing it and not turning the TV off. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was my own TV though. That was my first ever TV that I burnt a blob in the corner with. But yeah, it's like you had to play the whole thing until Micro Machines. You could make your own course and then save it. But saving wasn't exactly the same as what it is now. The game box came with a little notepad with grids on it, and you actually had to make a note of a code that was on the screen. I probably, thinking back, it was probably hexadecimal, and you had to put this hexadecimal code in on this piece of paper. And if you wanted to load your save, then you'd have to put the code back in using the up, down, left, right and arrows. I think the game did have a small amount of memory for saving, probably like 2 or 3 maps or something like that, but if you wanted to save anything more than that, you had to do this code thing. And now it's so different. Gaming has changed so much, and that is only in the last 15 years, I'm gonna say. Well, I'm 30. I probably started gaming a little bit before then. So, well, yeah, we'll call it 15 years. 20 to 15 years. What on earth is going to be coming in the next 20 to 15? Now, recently, Microsoft showed off their VR headset thing, whatever it was. Really, what it actually is an augmented reality headset, but that's not what that was it. They called it holographic. I don't think holographic's the right word. It's an augmented reality headset. That's what it is. It overlays digital components on the real world stuff around you, and there's been a bit of an explosion about that. And to be honest, I watched the clip. I watched the highlights from the Microsoft presentation that they did, including all the Windows 10 and stuff. Which, oh, by the way, Microsoft, well done. Windows 10 for free for existing users. Moving with the times. I like the sign of that. Operating systems and software becoming free, where you actually have in-app purchases instead to buy more apps and things. So yeah, well done Microsoft, heading the right way. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, and there was so many different things in this one section of this augmented reality that they showed. They showed people designing stuff and people bringing up documents and throwing them in a bin, and they were actually going in a bin and then being deleted. And I don't know, did they show that? There was something similar to that. There was like disposing stuff and moving things around and putting art. I think there was a part where there was putting art on it somewhere. But yeah, and then all the news and all the media around that afterwards, after the initial BAM! Holographic headset thing, after that, all the media has been, hey look, Minecraft in your living room. Because they demonstrated like Minecraft all over the surfaces of the house. Obviously, Microsoft now owning Mojang, the makers of Minecraft. So, and there's just been way too much of a whip up about that. I mean, come on. The whole idea of Minecraft is, well, not the whole idea, but there's a lot of immersion around you when you're in that world, and I don't think it's going to be quite the same. No, maybe a game where you commanded units, like Rome Total War or something like that, or maybe Age of Empires, one of those old sort of things, or Settlers, something that's top downy. That would work a lot better than Minecraft. Although, yes, I have to admit it did look very cool. There was a very Iron Man, Tony Stark style about the way that they was doing things with it, and yeah, I liked it. So, yeah, that has got some key stuff coming up with gaming, I reckon. That coupled with, I mean, the Oculus, I've already spoke about it before. It's a little bit of a fad, sort of, but not. It needs redoing. It needs completely redoing, slimming, bringing into a situation where it is, you know, compatible with everything as well. Compatibility is key. These things need to be compatible with everything, and everything needs to be compatible. Going forward in the future, if we're not compatible with stuff, it's not going to help us grow our technology. Then again, I suppose if everybody did the same thing, there wouldn't be innovation, which is something that Apple seem to be struggling with at the minute. I haven't seen anything new from them since, well, for a very long time. And no, changing the specs and upgrading an existing piece of hardware or software and slapping a different number on it is not innovation. Innovation is coming up with new ideas. Okay, the thumbprint over the thingy for the reader was something new for Apple, but we've had thumb reader scanners on devices for years and years. So that wasn't innovating, that was just adding a feature and then changing the number of the phone. So the one thing that I always said Apple was good at, innovating, and the other thing was marketing. Those are the two things, innovation and marketing. They're not doing very good at it. So I don't know, maybe a bad future for Apple, maybe a good future for Microsoft. Definitely a good future for gaming, especially bringing more people into more wider sources of gaming, which is always good. Well, I've rattled on for a little while now, so I will leave you to it. There are my thoughts for today and my general chit-chats. Join me next time, where I don't know what I'll be talking about because I haven't planned that yet. But from me, for now, that's all. So I will say goodbye.